Hey, you're watching We Had That. Today there was a toy swap meet in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and I shot a walkthrough video of some of the cool toys that I saw while I was there today. At the end of the video, I'll show you what I picked up and how much I spent. The swap meet was held just outside Gamer Outfitters in Lawrenceville, Georgia, where free play video games were running through the entire swap meet. The swap meet was supposed to start around 10, but when I got there about 9 o'clock, most of the vendors had already set up. The first table I stopped by was my friend Mike's. He had a whole lot of G.I. Joe available, both vintage and modern 12-inch stuff, and I checked out his dollar bin, which also had a lot of vintage and modern stuff. In addition to Mike's table, lots of other vendors had cool stuff. This guy had Exo Squad, some Marvel Universe figures, G.I. Joe, Thundercats, DC Comics superheroes in the package for great prices, some other Marvel characters, Dick Tracy and Hercules, and a whole bunch of loose bagged Transformers, all kinds of different prices and years, and then just a box of miscellaneous stuff. There were a lot of those around at the show today. Here's some more Transformers that a different vendor had available. Again, loose and bagged. There's some Dick Tracy over here, Exo Squad, some Marvel characters and some customs. There's a Masters of the Universe Faker Mega Constructs figure and a Fisher-Price race car. And the Ewok Village playset, that was pretty cool. There's some more vintage Star Wars jigsaw puzzles, some very cool Lego sets, all of which were priced very low. A lot more toys here. I want to pause for a second on this vintage Star Wars Princess Leia. It was a 12-back card, so it was cool to see something like that at the show in with all of this other stuff. Here's some comics, some more Star Wars, trading cards, some Transformers, GoBots, Lord of the Rings. Lots of people had dollar bins. Just about every vendor had some really cool stuff available in dollar bins. There's some Pops figures, Legos, what else do we have here? Board games. Don't drop the soap, kids. Street Fighter, X-Men, lots of books there. Notice the Masters of the Universe book in the back corner. Captain America lunchbox, some plush toys, more trading cards. Here's another example of bins. This guy had one bin that was 4 items for 50 cents. So that's right, you can pick up 8 things for $1. He had the Darth Vader Star Wars case, figure case. Here's some more G.I. Joe stuff, more G.I. Joe stuff. This is my friend Mike's table again coming up. And again, he had lots of very cool vintage G.I. Joe, as well as a wide variety of modern G.I. Joe available for sale. Some Super Joe. Let's see, Star Trek. More Joe, some custom pieces. More 12-inch figures here. Some of them Joe, some of them not Joe, but a lot more of the 1/6 scale stuff. And another box of random pieces for $1. Here we've got the Ewok Village in the box. That was a nice piece to see. I'm not sure what brand these are. They look kind of like Imaginext. Some racetrack there for your Matchbox cars. Vintage Star Wars action figure case, Castle Grayskull. Another Darth Vader case, some G.I. Joe figures with the card there in the background, a variety of bagged figures, another Super Joe, and another vintage G.I. Joe piece, the Mummy there, Darth Vader 12-inch figure, and a box of Masters of the Universe. There's some card backs, a Sectar's book, more Masters of the Universe. There was a lot of Masters of the Universe today, and a lot of vintage G.I. Joe. New Kids on the Block. There's some more cars, more 12-inch figures, more G.I. Joe, more Hot Wheels cars, and more 12-inch G.I. Joe. Here's a table with a variety of stuff, Voltron. Back there in the back, there's a Buck Rogers Tiger Man figure. You will see him again. Transformers, Ghostbusters, More vintage Star Wars. Starbird and the command base for the Starbird. There's a couple of Star Wars figures and some cards, backing cards. This guy also had some Micronauts. I don't think I got any in this shot. There's some Star Wars puzzles and 2 Star Wars Halloween costumes from the 70s. Those were pretty cool. Some of the 90s Star Wars pieces. More Marvel stuff. Here's some of the new Masters of the Universe figures. And this guy had some of the classics as well. Masters of the Universe classics figures, as well as more Star Wars and more cards. A lot of Marvel Legends there today as well. A lot of different Marvel figures, in fact. And more 90s Star Wars. Here's some more Marvel pieces. And more Pops stuff. There's some Ghostbusters. This vendor had a lot of random pieces. I see some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, video games, a variety of dolls and girls' toys. There's a Thundercats piece in the box. That's a nice one there. More Transformers here. And there's a Batman, Justice League. Hey, there's a Yoda. Again, just a variety of different pieces from this vendor. More Masters of the Universe. I think this vendor had some custom Masters of the Universe pieces as well. Video games. RoboCop figure still in the package. That was a pretty cool piece. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. A couple of wrestlers here. Casper. Perfect for the October Halloween season. Another Darth Vader Star Wars figure case. Batman, Superman, Justice League. There weren't as many DC characters as there were Marvel. There's some more Pops, some more Star Wars, Legos, and I want to say some Star Wars Black Series figures on this table as well. Guardians of the Galaxy, bags and bins of various weapons and action figures and vehicles, mostly Star Wars. There's some Stormtroopers and an Imperial TIE Fighter. A few vintage figures there. And here they are. The Star Wars Black Series figures, $12 a piece. Some very cool Star Wars helmets. And some more Star Wars pieces. More Star Wars. There's in the back there an alien face hugger. It looks like it was possibly a custom piece that somebody was making. Transformers. Power Rangers. More Star Wars, Marvel, and wrestlers over here. And Jurassic Park. Star Wars, G.I. Joe Cops. That Cops Pursuit Jet is not a piece that I see very often, so that was a pretty cool one to run into. Legos, G.I. Joe. This was a nice one. Boxed Terrordrome set. That was a pretty cool piece to see. This vendor had several different video games, as well as Masters of the Universe vehicles. Random figures, Knight Rider. More wrestling figures, Silverhawks, The Tick. More Silverhawks. Here's some of the horror figures. Looks like some Todd McFarlane Spawn stuff. More GoBots as opposed to Transformers here. So that is what I saw today at the swap meet in Lawrenceville. And here is what I picked up at the swap meet. I'm going to start out with these two Zod figures from, I believe they were GoBots. They're from Tonka. I got both of these in trade for figures that I honestly wasn't really interested in keeping anymore. The next thing is I was going through my friend Mike's dollar bin of G.I. Joe pieces, and basically I got all of this vintage G.I. Joe boots, feet, outfit, several heads, yellow field radio, all of this, and the Mego Romulan from the new Mego series. All of this stuff he sold me for $15. This next group of 8 pieces was in the box I'd mentioned earlier, 8 pieces for $1. So this was a great deal as well. This next set was 2 DC Comics superheroes figures on the card. I know these things aren't very popular, but they were $5 a piece, and this guy had a bunch of them. They weren't all as inexpensive as these two, but he had probably at least 4 or 5 of each of these 2 characters, as well as Superman, Aquaman, Green Lantern, Lex Luthor, a wide variety of these, all at pretty good prices. So these are the 2 I picked up. Next up, I picked up 2 of the Masters of the Universe Golden books, The Trap and Caverns of Fear. I got these for $3 a piece, which I thought was pretty good. This next piece, the Buck Rogers Tiger Man figure that I don't know if it's Zika or Zyka Toys put out a few years ago. I had wanted this piece when it came out. I never got around to picking one up. I bought this today for $10. I'm really happy with that. I thought it was a great buy on an extremely cool action figure. I wish that the line had continued. Unfortunately, too many people like me didn't get around to picking the thing up when it was first available, so they only made Tiger Man and Buck Rogers, but really nice piece for $10. The last thing I picked up was a lot. It was a bunch of different pieces. I don't know. I may have paid too much for all of this stuff. It was the box top and pieces from the Hornetroid Micronauts figure. It also came with this booklet. A bunch of the pieces were there, but so many were missing that you can't really put the vehicle together. But it also came with 2 backing cards, one for a Pharoid, one for a Galactic Defender, and a really nice orange time traveler. And lastly, it also came with this Star Wars Empire Strikes Back figure and card back. Anyway, that's what I picked up today. Thanks for watching. Please like my video, leave a comment in the comments section below, share and subscribe to my channel so that you'll know when I have videos coming up again. Also, if you're a fan of toys, you should definitely know about ToyLanta, the biggest toy show in the southeastern United States, held annually in Georgia. Check out ToyLanta.com for more information. Once again, thanks for watching.